Welcome to another Cooling with Curtis. I'm your host, Dr. Curtis Breville, Global Head of Liquid Cooling for AI data centers of worldwide solution provider ByteBridge. Out of respect for your time, these go really fast. I try to cut to the heart of the companies that I am interviewing. And today's interview falls under another must-have technology that I have determined that all data centers actually really do need. In that vein, I have with me today Amanda Garcia from leak detection company TTK. Amanda, quickly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about TTK before I pepper you with a handful of questions cutting to the heart of why TTK is a must-have.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Curtis. Amanda Garcia. I'm a National Business Development Manager for TTK Liquid Leak Detection Systems. We're a French-based company. We've been around for 35 years. We have been quietly setting the standard for digital leak detection in hyperscale and enterprise-level data centers.
Think you pretty much kind of summed that up, but let's get to it. One sentence. What problem does your solution solve, and why do data centers need it?
All right. So our systems detect liquid leaks before they can cause downtime, equipment damage, or data loss. That's it in a nutshell.
Hey, quick, down and dirty. This is great.
That's right.
One of my acronym that everybody's going to hear from me, the PONY, the price of non-investment. If a customer chooses not to invest in TTK, what's the real measurable cost that they could face? Whether that's downtime, lost revenue, higher OpEx, whatever those are, what's the PONY?
It's all the above, really. A single undetected leak in a data center can cost up, from $100,000 to well over $1 million in downtime and equipment damage. That's not to mention the reputational damage they'll experience and SLA penalties, and then eventually client loss. If you want a real world example that I just heard about last week from a potential customer of mine, I'm going to make sure that they remain unnamed. However, they experienced a leak in the white space. They depended on the built-in leak detection system that came with the equipment that was installed, and it didn't pick up the leak. So that resulted in 48 hours of downtime, also equipment damage. And while they're doing everything within their power to make it right, replace all the equipment, the damage is done. Now they're facing potential litigation. So all because they just depended on whatever came with the system because it was quote unquote good enough.
Well, you hit my number 3 of that proof of impact. Do you have any idea from that customer as to what the ultimate cost could be of that?
I mean, you're looking into tens of millions. This is a long-term customer of theirs. They pretty much are under the impression that customer is gone. And it's, now we're involving lawyers, and lawyers, they're the only ones that make money these days, right?
Right. Tens of millions. That's the price of non-investment for something
absolutely.
that could, possibly cost, tens of thousands around there. Differentiator. You know what? Who else has something like you?
If you want to know who our competitors are, it's Arley, Tracetech, and Permalert. Those are the main competitors within the U.S. The biggest pain point that are associated with what I like to call them traditional leak detection systems. And their biggest pain point is false alarms. Our sensing rope has a patented design that makes our system virtually false alarm free. While their systems are riddled with false alarms, that creates a cry wolf scenario for the facilities guys. And thus they're becoming desensitized to leak alarms. And as I just pointed out, if you don't react in time, you have a big, big problem on your hands.
Absolutely. All right. Then when you are talking to customers or they have, talked to your competitors, what's the number one objection you hear from customers as to why they aren't moving forward with you? And how do you address that with facts instead of some sort of sales promise?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say by far and away the biggest objection is we're just going to use the leak detection system that comes with the equipment. And status quo, right? It's good enough. However, that just protects one asset. Our system covers the entire facility from the gray space, and now we have a system that goes into the white space. It's all integrated into one panel, giving the BMS a whole and complete picture of what's going on in the data center in real time. Another response I can say to that is it's what's coming with the asset is an analog system. Again, that's going to be riddled with false alarms. creating the cry wolf scenario. It's just you're inviting pain points and potential risks into your data center by not having a more robust system.
Okay. And then the final question I want to ask you, do you do proof of concept? If somebody's like, okay, I want to test this out in my environment. I want to see how it works. I want to know how it's going to tie into my BMS. How long of an installation process is this? What kind of additional steps do I have to take? How much more complicated is my life going to be with your product here? I need to see it. I need to test it. And I want to know it for myself. What process do you have to help customers understand and get their hands dirty with your product?
Yeah, I mean, generally people don't ask for proof of concept. Leak detection's been around for decades. They understand that they need it, but we can absolutely do proof of concept because we're the world's only fully digital system. There are a few non-believers out there left, believe it or not. So yeah, absolutely, we can do a proof of concept. We have many case studies that we can show as well. But all they have to do is reach out to us. Let's have a conversation. Let's figure out if it's too robust for your facility. We may just be talking about a commercial building here, and you may not need a fully digital system. We're open for conversation at any time. Just simply, obviously, reach out to anybody on our team, and we'll be happy to help you and talk about your design and whether our system is right for you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Anybody who's watching this, you want to learn more about TTK and their leak detection, get a hold of us at ByteBridge, and we will set up a meeting for you to learn everything you need before you step forward. Thank you very much, Amanda.
Thank you for having me on. I've worked with ByteBridge in the past. You guys are a great company. You guys are definitely headed in the right direction. And by the way, ByteBridge is a TTK certified installation partner, and we work very closely with you guys. So we're looking forward to what the future holds.
Excellent. Thank you.